A shocking motive in the murder of a Seabrook mother in front of her children.
As police continue the search for the suspect, we're learning they believe he killed the victim to avenge his brother's murder.
ABC 13's Jessica Willey is here to break down the stunning revelation, all new at 10.
This is the tragic and twisted story of Mary Jayne Collins, aged 23, a mother of two, who was stabbed and beaten to death by the Opps of her kid's father while they were dating. Dawayland Earnest Hurst's half-brother was killed by Michael King, the father of Mary's kids, so Dawayland decided to take revenge by dating Mary while Michael was in prison so he can get close to her and their kids. He eventually dated Mary, then one day got Mary to call Michael on FaceTime in prison, so he taunted Michael by hitting his kids and eventually killing Mary while he watched without being able to do anything. This was all just to avenge the death of his brother. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. This story will be taking us to Seabrook, Texas. Seabrook is a small town on the Texas coast, about 30 minutes south of downtown Houston. It's known for its resort-style experiences along Clear Lake and Galveston Bay. Seabrook, Texas has a lower rate of violent crime compared to the national average, with a rate of 11.3 compared to the U.S. average of 22.7. Mary Jayne Collins, 23, went to Texas City High School. She had a nice childhood and was said to be a cool and easygoing person. Mary grew up in Texas City where she met and dated a few people. Some of the few people she dated was a man by the name of Michael King. He was known to be a gangbanger and rough on the edge. They dated for a while and had 2 kids together. She was a dedicated mother to her kids even though their father concentrated on the streets. She loved them and provided them with the best she could as a young mother. Unfortunately, Michael was still stuck in his street ways. In 2020 he was said to have killed a young man and was sent to prison. Dawayland Earnest Hurst, age 22, was the half-brother of the person Michael killed. Dawayland was not happy he could not lay his hands on Michael for killing his half-brother, so he set a plan in motion. The plan was to get into a relationship with Michael's girlfriend so he can take out his anger on her and Michael's kids. Dawayland succeeded in having a relationship with Mary and he started abusing her and her kids from the get-go. She reported the abuse to her friends and showed them the injuries, but there was little they could do. Mary tried to escape Dawayland by moving into a new apartment, but it escalated from there. On this particular day, October 4, 2024, Michael was able to call Mary from prison on a video call. Dawayland was present during the call and he taunted Michael before also slapping Michael's son, which was captured on the video and sent to friends. He let Michael know that he had access to his kids and would treat them anyhow he wanted, including his girlfriend too. Soon after that video call from prison, Mary's body was found by the cops. She had been beaten and stabbed to death while her kids watched. When officers arrived, 2 small children peeked out of the window and eventually opened the door for the police.
First at 3, breaking news. Multiple agencies are clearing the scene of an apartment complex in Seabrook. Police confirm they have found a woman dead there. Thanks for joining us for Eyewitness News at 3. I'm Brianna Connor. And we begin with that breaking news unfolding right now on Repsforth Road. ABC 13's Daniela Hurtado joins us live. What have you been able to find out, Daniela?
Brianna, good afternoon. I just talked to the chief of police here in Seabrook for the Seabrook Police Department, giving us very minimal information. What they can confirm, again, you just mentioned they found a woman dead inside of her apartment here behind us. They also mentioned that the suspect is nowhere to be found. They're looking for him, all hands on deck, multiple agencies trying to find this man. They won't tell us how exactly this woman died. They did confirm there were children inside of the home when officers arrived. Those children are okay and they are unharmed. We have confirmed there are at least least 2 children again inside of this apartment. We don't know the relationship between the children and the woman that died, or the children and the man that they're looking for. Police, again, very limited information that they're giving us this afternoon. What we can tell you is that multiple agencies were out here this afternoon trying to navigate this SWAT situation. They believe that the man was inside or near here, but in fact he was not. So they're still looking for this person. We have no information on the woman that was found dead. Again, we don't know how exactly she died. We do know that the police department responded to this area after they got a call about a man reportedly pointing a gun at 2 children. When they arrived, again, they found this woman dead inside of her apartment, the children unharmed, and the man nowhere to be found. We're going to continue pushing for answers here, hopefully getting more of those answers as the afternoon goes on. But the medical examiner's office is expected to come at some point this afternoon to continue this investigation into how exactly this woman died. We have asked whether or not there were weapons near her body, but right now all the chief will tell us is that nowhere near, but they're still looking inside the apartment.
Police were able to later find out what truly happened. All of the events led police to conclude that Dawayland was motivated to avenge the death of his brother, and, thus, befriended, abused and then murdered Mary, who was the mother of Michael King's children. SWAT was called to the scene and searched the unit for the suspect, identified as Dawayland Earnest Hurst, who police say left before officers arrived.
A shocking motive in the murder of a Seabrook mother in front of her children.
As police continue the search for the suspect, we're learning they believe he killed the victim to avenge his brother's murder.
ABC 13's Jessica Willey is here to break down the stunning revelation, all new at 10.
Seabrook police believe the murder of Mary Jayne Collins on October 4th is linked to a man's murder 4 years ago, and that her accused killer, who was wanted tonight, got close to her ultimately in order to retaliate. Tonight, her family wants justice. They say she didn't deserve this. She was the mother of 2 children. What was supposed to be a fresh start at Unit 504 for Mary Jayne Collins and her 2 sons ended tragically on October 4th. Accused murderer Dawayland Hurst is on the run as police lay out his alleged motive and brutality. According to court records, Hurst's brother was killed by Michael King in 2020. King had a son with Collins. When officers arrived at her apartment a week and a half ago, they found the boy and his brother peering out the window. Their mother's body lay nearby. She had been stabbed to death. Ring cameras captured Hurst leaving 30 minutes earlier. Court records state that Collins told friends about abuse and showed them injuries in the days before her murder, but that on October 4th, it escalated when King somehow made a video call to Collins from prison. Hurst was present and taunted King, court records state, before slapping King's young son, which was captured on the video. All of this to lead police to conclude that Hurst was, quote, motivated to revenge the death of his brother. Thus, he befriended, abused, and then murdered the victim, who was the mother of Michael King's children. Hurst tonight, a wanted man. Collins, 2 young sons. A relative tells ABC 13, now in the care of their grandmother.
During the investigation, several pieces of evidence were collected, leading investigators to conclude that the suspect, identified as Dawayland Earnest Hurst, a black male, born on April 17, 2002, was inside the victim's apartment at the time of the incident. Investigators also believe that the suspect assaulted one of the victim's children only minutes before officers arrived at the scene and discovered Mary's body. Investigators said the police department received reports of a man wielding a gun, possibly even pointing it at children in the apartment. This evidence was presented to the Harris County District Attorney's Office, which found probable cause to file charges against Dawayland Hurst for his involvement in the case. He was subsequently charged with the murder of Mary Jayne Collins.
New tonight, murder charges are filed in the death of a woman who was found in her Seabrook apartment, along with 2 children who were not harmed. We first reported on this story a week ago when SWAT officers were called in to search for a suspect. Now, police initially thought Mary Jayne Collins had been shot to death. later determined she died of blunt force trauma and a stab wound. 23-year-old Dawayland Earnest Hurst is charged with murder, but so far he is not in custody.
Dawayland is still on the run as at the time of making this video, and the police are asking anyone who knows the whereabouts of Dawayland to please contact them as soon as possible. We do hope he is apprehended very soon so justice can be served. This is a very twisted crime where violence was used to solve another case of violence. It is very tragic and very uncalled for. Mary had nothing to do with this and should not have lost her life in this. Her kids do not have a father present and a mother present due to this tragedy. A lot of questions were asked about this crime. Did she not know he was an enemy? Did she not see it coming? Too many questions. No matter what, she should not be killed in this manner. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Mary Collins. May her gentle soul continue to rest in peace. Please stay safe out there. We see you guys in the next video.